10-year-old Nomi was the only and beloved son of Mr. Farhan, enjoying every comfort and luxury of life. His favorite hobby was skating, and he had received various types of skateboards and skating shoes according to his wishes. Farhan's mother believed that playing on the streets was unsafe, so she had the roof of their 2,000-square-yard bungalow specially designed to allow Nomi to skate freely. Nomi's parents had also set some rules for him. He was not allowed to play on the rooftop after sunset. His father, Mr. Farhan, often returned home late, but his mother was always there to ensure that Nomi followed the rules. However, one day, his mother went to visit a friend, leaving Nomi under the supervision of his young maternal uncle, Mamoon. Nomi's uncle was only a few years older than him and was more like a friend. They skated together, shared fun stories, and his uncle even helped him with his homework. Just before sunset, Nomi finished playing and came downstairs. As darkness fell, he suddenly heard footsteps from above. His curiosity got the better of him, and he started walking toward the rooftop. As soon as he stepped up, something was forcefully placed over his face, and everything went dark. Nomi's parents sat in the police station, filled with anxiety, filing a missing person report. There was no sign of Nomi. After completing the report, they returned home. Desperate for help, Mr. Farhan sought advice from his close friend Arshad Subhani, a professional detective. Upon arriving at the house, Arshad carefully inspected the surroundings and then began questioning Nomi's parents and his uncle. He asked the uncle, "When was the last time you saw Nomi coming downstairs?" "It was around sunset," the uncle replied. "Was the rooftop door open at that time?" "Yes, it must have been. We only lock it at night," replied Mrs. Farhan. Arshad paused for a moment in deep thought. Then, he went up to the rooftop to check if conversations from below were audible from there. After a while, he came back downstairs and asked an unexpected question. "Mr. Farhan, have you recently had any arguments with one of your store employees?" "Not really." Mr. Farhan hesitated. "There's just one boy, Shahid, who doesn't pay attention to his work. I often scold him." "Do you make him stay late at work?" Arshad asked, staring intently at him. Mr. Farhan's face suddenly changed. He was shocked. "Yes, but how did you guess that?" Arshad leaned back and calmly said, "Now, everything makes sense. Please give me the address of this boy's house." The next evening, Danish Rahman, the father of Shahid, the young employee, sat before them with his head lowered in guilt. Arshad looked at him and asked, "Tell the truth, Danish. Why did you do this?" Danish hesitated, then spoke. "Sir, poor people have hearts too. They feel pain. 3 days ago, my little boy came home crying after being punished by Mr. Farhan. His mother, already suffering from diabetes, was devastated. At that moment, I lost my senses and planned to take revenge by kidnapping Nomi. I know it was wrong, but I wasn't thinking straight in my anger," Danish continued. "I climbed up the bungalow's rooftop using the drainage pipe and hid behind the water tank." Arshad asked, "And when you got the chance, you grabbed Nomi. But how did you take him away?" "You didn't use the stairs. I tied Nomi to my back, then climbed down using a rope. By then, it was dark. I had borrowed a friend's motorcycle and took him home. But I swear, I didn't harm him in any way. In fact, he became friends with my son, Shahid, and now wants to visit again." Danish lowered his head again, ashamed. Danish worked as a security guard at a chemical company, but due to poverty, he had sent his 10-year-old son Shahid to work at Farhan Supermart. Mr. Farhan was known for being strict with his employees, often scolding them for being lazy. Arshad sighed and said, "Mr. Farhan, when we mistreat others, the consequences don't just disappear. They resurface in different ways." Mr. Farhan sat quietly, deep in thought. Arshad continued, "Danish did something terribly wrong, but he was blinded by his love for his son. I request that you do not hand him over to the police. He is genuinely remorseful. Instead, why not help his child?" That day, Mr. Farhan decided to change his ways. Over time, Farhan Supermart became famous for treating its employees with kindness. The same, lazy workers, who were once scolded, later became successful managers. Today, Farhan Supermart has branches overseas, and one of the biggest zone managers is none other than Shahid, the once neglected store boy.